Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play StarTropics! In the last part, we got here to Belcola, and now let's just talk to some people. I want to be a hero like Captain Bell. Don't you know the story of our island father, the British Captain Bell? Not my papa dummy, he's our island father. I'm assuming he's the pirate guy who had the ship there. I'm the second oldest in all the islands, 128 years, think that said? That's pretty old. Welcome to Belcola. In fact, I think that's older than the eldest person to ever actually live. I think the eldest person who died was ever like 124. It's possible to cross the strait now. Yeah, duh, there's a ship in the way. Hi, I'm a great songwriter. Do you like my song, Me So My Bell So Me? Me So? What? That's a red herring hint for something later on. Just basically ignore that. I get up early to fish. The other bird catches the worm, you know. If there's one thing I don't like too much about this game's towns is that for the most part the NPCs don't really say anything of note in most instances. Oh, you're from Sea Island. Our chief is waiting for you. Thanks.
Mike, I'm Chief Belcola. I got a letter from Sea Island by carrier pigeon. Chief Cola asked me to give you the secret of the strait. I'm not sure. Do you promise to keep it secret?
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you. Listen carefully. In 1680, the British Captain Bell battled Earth pirates invading our lands. He blocked the strait by sacrificing his own ships, saving our islands. Since then, Captain Bell has been known as the Island Father, but he left a secret in the cave to open the strait. Mike, it's not easy to enter Bell's cave. You need the help of Peter. Good luck.
Okay, then. Thanks. We're now done in the town. We never need to come back here. Now, you might be wondering who Peter is. Well, let's just head west, and I think you can figure out the rest.
Hello, Peter I am, huh? No gift, no chat, no gift, no chat.
Well, geez, that's just rude. We need to find something to give him. And the way they tell you to do that isn't the easiest. Now I've come here, Captain, now searching for Dr. J's location. If I pick up a signal, I'll alert you. Subsea ready to launch, I'll head full. He'll say that basically every time now. In fact, I'm not even going to read it this time because I accidentally went the wrong direction. Also notable, if I recall, if you haven't noticed it by now, whenever you start a chapter, it starts you off with 3 hearts out of whatever your total is. In terms of where we need to head next, it's a bit of a hard thing to find at first because you might not think to go all the way down here, but there is a dive panel over here. And doing so gets us on path towards our actual goal. Now, there are a few ways you can go coming up here. However, we just want to head for that house there. Feasibly speaking, you can actually head towards the dungeon right now, but you can't really make any headway in there. Hi, my name's Hook. I'm a fishing master. You know the ABCs of fishing? Yeah. Okay, wake up early and find a fresh worm for bait. The island saying is, early bird catches the worm and fish too. Here's a fresh worm for you. Now we have a fresh worm. And what do birds like to eat? Worms. I think you can see where this is going. It's just a pointless fetch quest. Cool, I guess. That does kind of actually bring up one of my bigger issues with StarTropics compared to, say, like, other games in this genre, like Zelda, is on the first playthrough, these little overworld sections are charming and fun, but on repeated playthroughs, they just get kind of tedious and boring. Whereas, like, whatever version of Zelda you're playing, that version of Hyrule, even on future playthroughs, is still pretty engrossing to travel through no matter what. Though some would argue that, say, Wind Waker's ocean gets tiring, but I still like that. However, I will actually go against the Phantom Hourglass Ocean, because that's just boring, whereas the Spirit Tracks, train tracks are kind of fun.
Hello, Peter I am, huh? No gift, no chat, no gift, no chat.
Let's give him the worm.
Yes, gift, yes, gift, Good morning, Captain Bell, good morning, Captain Bell. Hi, Peter, hi, dog. Do me so far, do me?
Hi, what? That's just rude, sir. But what he just said is actually a hint. And if I recall, you do need to hear the hint from him in order to make it work. So where do we need to head now? Well, now that we know that sentence, do me so far, do me, we need to head back towards where we got the worm. Because as you can see, there's a whole cave system over there, which means there's likely a secret passageway in those mountains, which there entirely is. Also, we're also seeing one of my other issues with the overworld sequences in these games, this game rather. While when they're on the main ocean and ground, it's not so bad. Whenever you're going through a dive panel, the subsea moves really slowly. By the way, secret passageway is not right there. That's actually meant to be a little trap hole. It is instead over here, but there's also a trap in here. You might think to head up, But that leads to a dead end. We want to head left. And this will get us back onto our path. Welcome to this building. I maintain Captain Bell's memorial. Boy, don't touch anything. By the way, Peter's great-grandpa was Captain Bell's pet parrot, did you know? Well, that means you have a direct connection to Captain Bill, which means... Hey, look, a piano! Now let's think about this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do, mi, so, far, do, mi. Do, mi, so, fa, do, mi. Do, mi, rather. I think you've just figured out what this entire thing is. It's a music puzzle. That's why that guy back in the village is a red herring. He's giving you a false password. And honestly, this is cool, but I also have to feel bad for anyone who doesn't know music because, well, any form of music really, because they might not know what to do for that puzzle. I mean, they kind of give you a hint with the first key being do, but it doesn't mean they're gonna know the whole, what's that name, bounce? Also, this tile's discolored, which means there's a big heart. Yay. One thing also I have against this game, I know a lot of issues are coming up now all of a sudden. I don't like how when you get an item, there's not really much of a fanfare for it. You just like, yay, you got a big heart. Your health is restoring. Whereas in Zelda, it's like, you got a big heart. You know? The fanfares can be a powerful thing. Either way, welcome to Captain Bill's little cave thing. It's not really a name for any of these dungeons again, and that can be kind of glaring in some cases. And this dungeon has a kind of tricky section starting here. Self-destructing paths. Past a certain point or a certain time, the path starts disintegrating and you need to hit the switch to open the door before it's too late. If you know where it is, you have more than enough time, but it still feels like it gets really close. There's more than one room of that, and well, just watch out. There's also a lot of just traps in general. Jump! Jump again, because you're not going to dodge that one. I do like the idea of Indiana Jones traps, though, because that seems like something this game should have had from the start. And that's the start of where they start throwing enemies at you, just that you have to dodge over. I don't even think that anything has a health bar. Alright, 3 pathways here. South basically just leads to an extra life. You don't need to get this at all, I'm just getting it because I'm greedy. West leads, even though I'm going to go along into it anyway, just some extra hearts, and I wanted to have a few more just so I could have some safety barriers around me before I lose my shooting star. North is the pathway you actually want to go along, though. Also, why have doors at all if they're just going to open automatically when I get in? I can understand them being locked from this angle, but why? Another thing this game actually could have done with it on thinking about it and hearing it especially, more dungeon themes. Okay, this is kind of tricky coming up here actually. In this room, there's only one path you can go along, otherwise you'll just fall back into that basement floor where all the one spikes are trying to impale us. Just follow exactly what I'm doing in here, you'll make it through. If you don't, you're gonna fall back down and you have to try out one of the other staircases. I think that is the only staircase that has a path that leads directly to the other door though. I think, if I recall at least, all the others just lead to pits. And another one of these rooms, only this one falls apart in a spiral fashion, which is even less threatening. In fact, I'm not even sure what happens when this room fills all the way up, or empties all the way, because I've never seen what happens. Okay, this bowling ball is dangerous. It's instant kill. You're just supposed to basically time this Indiana Jones style. However, if you're careful, you can actually stun the bowling ball with your yo-yo. Which you're going to be required to do at one point later in this dungeon, so if you want to get the timing down, now's a good time to do it. And they even give us some little reflecty shields here. There's a reason for that. We're going to be facing some enemies we need that for. Though I think they gave you a bit too many. 80 is a bit much. And here they are. Instead of whiz robes, we now have stall pirates, or I guess. What a weird jump. You wouldn't think pirate ghosts that have swords would need projectile attacks, but eh. Also, we got some magical rods there. We're going to be needing to use that in a bit, if I recall. This room is also kind of annoying, by the way, because it's pretty hard to time yourself in terms of not getting hit by two at once. If I recall, in the top left and top right, there's just some extra hearts for you. I came this way just because it's the only way I could really reasonably go. And never activate two of these guys on the same row or column. It's just not fun to get out of. And over here we got a life room, which has nothing in it. There's a reason for that. We need to open a door. And how do we open a door? There is no switch in this room, if I recall. This is why you need the magic rods. And there's one teeny tiny ghosto. I suppose that is another issue I have against this game. Whenever there's a room that's locked behind a ghost like that, there's no real way to tell unless you use a magic rod, which means you can run out of magic rods if you're using them every room. The way I probably would have done that is, even though I know some of these might not be technically possible on the NES as it is with what's going on with the game already, like maybe discolor an area of the room, add a little fog effect over a parallax layer just so you could indicate something, slightly different musical track, something just to make it a bit more obvious that, hey, there's something else you need to do here. Because otherwise, that just seems a bit guy-danging at times. Oh man, it really does suck though when you get your basic yo-yo back. Because the shooting star is just better in every way, and it really makes you feel bad because you're the one who got hit. Oh hey, more blue chocobos. This game has weird enemy designs, if you haven't noticed. And another bowling ball. This is one you do need to stun with your yo-yo, so make sure you time yourself well. I do believe the more you hit it, the more it stays still, but I'm not entirely sure about that because I usually only need to hit it once. Going up north only leads us back towards that room with the health, so I just need to head over here instead. Nope, 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 nope. You could kill the Minotaurs, and I believe the blocks will open up a door to your right, but it's not worth going over there because that's a dead end once again, basically. We want to head over here. Oh, enjoy, they're making me hit two of these guys on the same row, which means jumping's going to be coming. I do like one thing about this game. Oh, no, I like a lot of things about this game. The saying, I like one thing about this game indicates that I do not like this game. One thing, again, that I like about areas like that, though, is that they slowly introduce you to some of the ideas, like hitting the metal guys to make them fly, instead of having you hit two so you can jump over them, which makes jumping over them harder. Because that indicates a learning curve, and I like when learning curves are visually obvious for some reason. Okay, this red bowling ball is the worst one in the game because it slightly homes in on you. It will not go all the way through the hallway, it basically only tries to stay on screen with you. And that is annoying. Best thing I can give you is one of two strategies. Cower behind every single thing you can, or just try to make it through by doing what I'm trying to do right now, which is just moving slightly, hitting it again, moving slightly, hitting it again. That won't work all the time because eventually it will catch up with you, but it's a decent option all the same. Also, I got greedy. And right at the end too, because we're like second to last room right now. I suppose this is the closest thing to a boss fight this area has, but eh. And that's basically the end of the dungeon. Our goal is just to step on that button, and once you know, there's a hidden passageway right at the start. One thing I really do like about this dungeon, though, is that it actually looks like we're doing something at the end. And thus water does a thing and it causes the wheel to turn. Cool. What's the purpose of this? Well, remember, our goal was to get that ship out of the way. Well, listen to that. They're playing America. But they're not. Remember, they said Captain Bell was British. This is God Save the Queen, people. And actually, it's a decent 8-bit rendition of it. Well, I hope there wasn't anyone on that boat. Because otherwise, I just killed a bunch of people. I doubt there were, unless it was like a tourist destination. Either way, with that, we're done. That's chapter 5. Not a bad chapter. I'm not a big fan of the dungeon towards the end, but I like the idea of exploring and getting hints from people. And that, we're in chapter 6, Reunion. Subsea searching for Dr. Jones' location. Will Navcom catch a signal in time? And this is probably... It's not the longest chapter in the game, that's chapter 3, but it's probably the biggest chapter in terms of just pure space. Secret passage right here, and that leads us to a town. But with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 6 we'll be checking out chapter 6 and seeing if anyone can help us make headway on finding Dr. Jones's location. See you guys then.